Caitlin Clark uncharacteristically struggles in Game 1. I felt like we just played a crappy game. Caitlin Clark viewed a return to Connecticut to open her first WNBA playoffs as an opportunity to show how far the Indiana Fever have come since their first game in the same arena. They didn't seize it. I felt like we just played a crappy game, Clark said. Like the flow of the game was really bad. The Fever couldn't get into rhythm Sunday against the Suns' league-leading defense for much of the 40 minutes and could merely watch as Marina Mabrey, Connecticut's mid-season acquisition, poured in 27 points on 5 threes. Indiana lost another blowout at Mohegan Sun Arena, 93-69, and needs to win Game 2 here on Wednesday to keep alive its first playoff appearance since 2016. Clark's shooting struggles on the road in Connecticut continued. Both of her early three-point attempts that often fuel signature Clark days ran out, and she didn't hit one until 6:55 of the third quarter. Another three with 3 minutes left in the third quarter concluded her scoring, and she finished with 11 points, shooting 23.5% from the field overall and 15.4% from 3 to 2 of 13. She made one trip to the free throw line. Honestly, I felt like I got good shots. They just didn't go down, Clark said. And obviously, it's a tough time for that to happen. I got some really good looks. I felt like I had 2 pretty wide-open threes in the first half that you usually make. A 3-point first-quarter deficit grew into an 8-point halftime one when the Sun used defense to fuel an 8-0 run that was ultimately the Fever's undoing. Clark, still a goose egg from the perimeter, hit consecutive shots at halftime from her spot, but missed her first attempt from the same area out of the half. The Sun began to run away with it, keeping up with the Fever's offense through the third while Mabrey answered Clark's threes in a mini back-and-forth battle of them defending each other. Obviously, Marina gets hot, and she's a really good player, Clark said. But, I had a few lapses on the defensive end where, as a shooter, once you see 2 in a row go in, the basket looks huge, so you can't allow that. Clark noted after Saturday's practice the Fever had not played well in their 2 prior games in Connecticut. They've been blown out in 3 games by an average of 20.7 points, but split the 2 at home by 4 points apiece. In 3 games at Mohegan this season, Clark is shooting 30% overall and 27% from 3, down from her season averages of 41.7% and 34.4%, respectively. She has actually shot better from the perimeter on the road all season, 36.7%, than at home at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, 32.3%. At home against Connecticut, Clark shot 42.9% overall and 31.5% from 3 in 2 games. It's not the building, it's not the hoops. Indiana head coach Christy Side said, "The Connecticut Sun is a really good team. A really good team with a lot of experience, and they know what it takes to step onto that next level, that playoff level, and that's what we're going to be. That's who we're going to become. They made it really difficult, and we've got to close that gap." Duwana Bonner, a 2-time champion with the Phoenix Mercury and the Suns' most veteran star, pulled most of the defensive assignments on the rookie point guard. Dejanay Carrington, an all-defensive team contender, had done most of the coverage on Clark throughout the season. "They beat us last time, so we have to do something different," Bonner said. That was about it. There was nothing behind it. They got 2 great guards, so somebody has to step up and play defense. Bonner led all scorers with 22 points. Alyssa Thomas notched yet another postseason triple-double with 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists. She also had nearly the exact stat line in a triple-double against the Fever in the season opener. The Sun shot 49.3% from the floor in a top 10 offensive performance of their season. They were 9 of 18 from 3, led by Mabrey's 5 of 12 day. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever with 21 points, 9 of 20, but also couldn't get it going from 3 to 2 of 10. She added 5 assists in her first playoff game after 6 seasons watching from afar. "This is a game that has imperfections, and I think that for us, we dropped the ball," Mitchell said. "We just didn't play well. We didn't do well enough to win at least." Aliyah Boston scored 17 with 11 rebounds, working off and off Mitchell early as Clark pulled away defensive attention. Lexi Hull only took 2 3 attempts, missing both, and had 5 points. Damiris Dantas, the most veteran Fever player with playoff experience, scored 12 off the bench, 4 of 7 shooting. The Fever's 69 points neared a season low, as did their 40.3 field goal percentage, an uncharacteristic number since the break.